In this session, we will take a look about the overleaf. Overleaf is generally used to write the research papers widely because there are multiple functions available which are far easier, and we will take a look one by one. So firstly, if you want to do it parallel, what we can do is we can search the overleaf on Google. You will find first Overleaf online LaTeX editor. You can click on that, and you have to create an account here, or you can log in using your Google account. I have created one account here, and then I can take a look. The basic introduction is generally, mostly we use this tool, which is nothing but the online LaTeX editor to write the research papers. And the basic interface looks like this. Here, there would be the list of past projects, what we are working on right now. And you can click on a new project. You can get the libraries of your desired journal and everything. We can also collaborate with the people, like we can share and we can edit together jointly. For an example, we can see that one of my students is editing this paper right now, and I can see the timestamp that when it was edited last, when it was edited last. Let's create a new blank project and learn. So in order to create a blank project, I'll create a new project, click on a new project, and you can take multiple of them. If you have an project saved there, you can directly upload that here also. If you have something from GitHub, you can import. You can look at the templates also, such as journal articles, books, or latest, or any other platforms, or any other templates available here. However, what I'll do, I'll just create one blank project to understand the basic interface. So let's say I'll create a blank project called demo. The interface looks like this. Here you can see right hand side is the PDF interface, and the left hand side is the code interface. So generally it begins with a document class. That means what kind of document you want. So generally by default in a blank document, it will begin with an article. And there are different user packages, such as, let's say, we want to use images or other things like graphics, then graphic would be the package that we want to use. Then you can change the title also, such as, let's say, skill development program, right? You can change the title accordingly, what you want, and then recompile it. It will change the title here. You can see at the right hand side that it has changed or altered the title. You can create an author's name also, let's say my name. We can see that name has been altered. And then if you don't want a date, you can remove the date also and just begin the document, right? Or maybe you can keep the date if you want. There should be a need of the date. So I'm going to keep it as is. I'm going to keep it as is. You can, if you want to change something, if you don't give it, by default, it's going to consider the current date. Now, after that, this begins the document. So here, whatever you write, that should be here. So let's say hello, welcome to this program. Then it will start writing here at the right hand side. Whatever we edit here, it will start writing at the right hand side. Now, this was the basic interface. And at the end, once you are done with writing, we have to end the program or we have to end the document. So that's the end of the document. I have already created one advanced document which we will discuss now so that we can go through it and then see it in more detail. I am fetching out that document for your purpose. And which I will also put it on the chat box. So if someone wants to take a look at their own, they can take a look. Just 1 minute, I am bringing that document here. Okay, I am placing that document in the chat box, which you can access directly if you want. Generally, what we can do is, let's say this is one document which I have pre-prepared it. So using this document, you'll understand how it works. So in any document, this is one of the paper what we had written. We will use that for our study purpose here. So left hand side, the most which gives me the files which we are using it. So the text file is the main file in which everything is going to be written. Text file is the main file in which everything is going to be written. Reference.dip file summarizes all the references which we use, and there are image files which we use in the paper or article which we have to upload, and then we can call them in the document. The advantage of using Overleaf is we can share that with our team members or research scholars or supervisors, and everyone can edit together. There are multiple sharing options. You can invite them to the email, or you can turn on the link sharing where anyone can edit this project using this particular link, or anyone can view this project using this particular link. Now, if you look at this right hand side is my paper, what we had written. And this paper was written in a standard IEEE double column format. So that's why you can see that document class is slash document class conference IEEE transaction. This is the standard format which we use for the conferences. There are multiple packages which we use for graphics, mathematical equations, or when we want to introduce the algorithms and other things. So those packages needs to be used. And if there are any settings for the references or any other, those packages have to be added here. Now, after that, I begin the document and I begin with the title first. So that's my title. So the title which has been written here reflects on the right hand side of the document also. Title which reflects on the right hand side of the document also, which is nothing but the PDF file. After that, there is a standard format. So we shouldn't be scared because here only we can copy paste the title. By default, the format would be given, such as I have given one format that you can use for learning. And here there will be the authors. You can put the respective author's name, their department, their affiliation, and their email ID. As soon as you put this information here, they will be reflected here at the right hand side of the PDF. This is the basic environment. Once it is done, we begin with the abstract. So there, slash begin abstract code begins the abstract, slash begin abstract code begins the abstract, and whatever the body we had written, that we can copy paste here, that we can copy paste here, right? And then we can click on compile. If I change something, it will be changed here. So let's say if I just, instead of this, if I just write something, correct, anything else, it will change, and then click on compile or click on recompile. It will change your abstract here at the right hand side of the interface, which is nothing but the PDF, which is nothing but the PDF. So you can see that I had deleted the abstract. That's why it's showing just like the text, which I have written here. I'm going to restore my abstract because I want it back, and then recompile. So I get my abstract back. After that abstract, what we do is we use the index terms or keywords. After that abstract, we use the index terms or keywords. So in keywords, the major indicating keywords, we put them here, 4 or 5 keywords, and it will be reflected on the right hand side here. It will be reflected on the right hand side here. Once that's done, we end the abstract part, and then we begin our introduction. So here this shows begin introduction, or you can say section introduction, right? Section text BF introduction. You need not to remember all these codes because they would be available in the template, or you can generate them using chat GPT also, or if you have already the template such as I have already shared, you can use that kind of template. And whatever the introduction we had written, you can put that introduction here, right? And that entire body would be reflected here in terms of introduction. So you can see this introduction starts and it goes across. It ends here at the end of the first page. Now citing becomes very easy here because we need not to do anything manually. So what we can do, look at this. I am citing one reference here. You can see at the bottom, reference number 1 is cited. When we use Word, we have to do it manually, or we can use Mendeley or other tools. But here it is automated. Now what I have to do is I have to create a reference.bib file. I have to create a reference.bib file which includes all the references. Now this reference can be easily downloaded in the bib format from the site space, or we can download from the particular journal's site, and then we can put it here, right? So for an example, this is an article, a particular article here written on an evolutionary game theory approach for joint offloading and interface management in two-tier heads, right? And if I want, so similarly, there are multiple articles which I want to cite, such as let's say I am citing in total around 15 articles. I will download the bib code and put that here. It looks scary, but it's not scary. Once we understand the basic concept, it becomes far easier than Microsoft Office or Word file, right? Now you can see if I want to cite this first reference here, I'll go to the main text file where I am entering my entire project. And what I will do is, let's say if I want to cite anywhere, or you can say cite, correct? If I want to cite anywhere, I will go there and then just enter the site, or let's say I am citing it again here at the end. I want to cite, let's say, one reference here, correct? Modern area here. So I'll go to that place and then I'll try to cite, or maybe let's put it here so that I can easily catch. I want to cite a reference here. So I'll just go to the end of the text which is nothing but the conditions of competition. Conditions of competition. So I'll go to the end of the text. Slash site, that's the command. You will easily understand this because generally it is available with the format. And then whichever the reference you want to cite, you can add it. So let's say I want to cite the any of the reference. I'll just put it here, right? And once I put this, it will automatically cite along with the sequence numbering. I need not to worry about the ordering of the sequence numbers. And just recompile it and then see that the reference would be cited here at the end of the text. Please ensure that the reference is relevant when we cite. Please ensure that the reference is relevant when we cite. So here after the compilation, you can see the reference has been cited here at the end. Reference has been cited here at the end, and it takes care of the sequence numbers. It takes care of the sequence numbers automatically. I need not to worry about that. That's the first functionality or the advantage of Overleaf. Secondly, you can progress further and draw your and you can open other sections like such as section, new section, system model. We want to open a subsection, we can do that one also. Let's say A is the subsection. Here you can say subsection, utility function, that is a new subsection. Here you can see that's a new subsection. Slash subsection slash text df utility function. That will open up a new subsection here in the right hand side of the document. Specifically, this is useful because the quality of equations that comes at an excellent standard compared to the Microsoft Office. Such as, let's say, to write any equation, what you have to do is you have to use a function called begin equation. Begin equation. You can use ChatGPT also to create the equations. Okay. You can ask ChatGPT, feed the equation, and you can ask ChatGPT to generate the Overleaf code also, generate the Overleaf code also. For an example, I'll show you one small example. Let's say I want to add another equation, right? Right? Say, let's say, give me the give me the equation of the channel model for the wireless communication, right? So that ChatGPT will generate me the equation of the channel model, right? So it has generated the equation of the channel model, right? Now I'll ask it generate the Overleaf code for the same. It will generate the Overleaf code for the same. It will generate the Overleaf code for the same. I'll ask it generate in terms of equation. Generate in the form of begin equation, correct? So it should be able to do in that way, right? So look at this now. It has generated me the code of the equation, right? All these equations you can take a look here. Yt equals to hxt star xt plus nt, correct? And whatever the explanation available for each notation is placed below the equation. Similarly, this is your second equation. This is my second equation. Now, I want an Overleaf code. I don't want to type it manually. So what I can do is I can go to ChatGPT and ask it. If you have pre-written equation, you can ask ChatGPT to the text and ask it to generate the Overleaf code. So what I can do, I can copy paste this begin equation from here to here, right? And just copy and put it in my Overleaf document, right? Put it in my Overleaf document. So here I'll be putting those equations. So here you can see right hand side, those I'm expecting those equations should be here, right hand side. I'm after at the end of the compilation, I'm expecting those equations should be here, and they are here. You can look at this, the quality of the equation, right? Yt equals to ht star xt plus nt. And what are they? They have been mentioned here. What are they? They have been mentioned here. Now, this is equally true for any field. You can use this tool and see, look at this. All these equations are nicely added here. Easily, nicely added here. I'll zoom it. Easily and nicely added here. You need not to do that. Now, let's say you want to do it manually, which is also okay. So now what you can do, you can do the begin equation and write down that equation here and end the equation. Okay, end the equation. So you can see those equations would be printed accordingly. Let's say if I want to change here or maybe do something else, let's say I want to say y by t instead of that, I want to say LT1, and I can say, let's say I want to add something, I just capitalize each. Instead of star, I can say plus, or it's a minus or something, right? You can multiply also. You can say A, multiply everything there, correct? So same thing would be multiplied here, or same equation would be modified here. Instead of that previous equation, we will have the new equation which we have added. Now look at this. You can do the subscript, superscript also. I will do the subscript. I'll do the underscore. So it goes LT1, and everything can be modified here according to that. Here you can see L in bracket T1 is equal to A times HT plus XT minus NT. And you can change the equations similarly. So that's how we can execute the equations very easily. Now, one more functionality of the overlay is we need not to worry about the numbers, equation numbers. They would be numbered automatically. And there is a feature called equation label, and you can give the labels to the equation and automatically refer them in the text and automatically refer them in the text. So it takes care of the ordering and numbering of the equations easily, and there is no manual task has to be done, such as what we do in other softwares, like such as Word. Now, similarly, you can open the other sections or subsections, keep writing what you want to write, equations, or text or explanations. You can put the figure also. Now let's take a look at the figure, how we do this. Okay. So let's take a look at the figure. Let's say how we do this. So this is one figure. You can see fitness, stabilization, what's this time. So in this, how we do that? We begin the figure. Again, you can use ChatGPT to generate that code. We begin the figure, or you can ask, let's say, ChatGPT generate insert one figure in the above code, right? Insert one figure in the above code. So what I can get is the figure here. Sometimes I type speedily in a speed so that I make some mistakes, which is okay. So now I look at this. I got the figure code. I got the figure code. I'll ask it also generate one image for channel model, right? It will generate one image for channel model also, which I will download and put it there. Or you can use your image. You need not to generate from here. I'm just showing that how can we insert the image there, right? So it might have generated this image. What I'll do the copy and I'll save it somewhere in the paint. Correct. I'll save it in the paint here and save it. Let's say in this, there is only one care we have to take is the name should be exactly same what we are referring and adding on the image, right? So you can just copy paste this name because it's in the code, begin figure, then it takes care of the centering and labeling and everything. Then this includes the graphics here. So in this, the name is this, your figure file PNG, right? So I'll use the same file name, and maybe I'll put it on the desktop or maybe a document. So just save it. After doing that, we can copy paste this code, go to Overleaf, and let's say I want to insert the image here. It will disturb the flow, but anyways, it will disturb the formatting, but that's okay. So I will insert the image, and it should give me the error here first because I haven't uploaded the image yet, and I want to show that there would be an error. So you can see there is an error here. It doesn't give me the image here. So what I have to do is, in this particular domain, I can bring and upload that image what I had. So I'll go to my document, and this was the image which I have to put it here and upload. Now I have uploaded the image, and the image file is exactly same is exactly with the same name. Here you can see your image file PNG. This is your image file PNG, exactly the same name, and just recompile. So you can see after the recompilation, I got my image here. Now you can see that that is going out of the margin. You can ask ChatGPT to adjust the margin also. I'll just, you can see width. See, include graphics. Width was zero point 0.6 earlier. I'll just put it as, let's say, zero point 0.4 and see whether it fits in. I think it should be fine with width equals to zero point 0.4. You can log the aspect ratio also, and all code can be fetched through ChatGPT. Now this is the quality of the paper. What has been written is far excellent compared to the other tools. So you can see we have successfully inserted the image also. Now, when we insert the next thing, let's say algorithms, let's say we are trying to write a pseudo code. This kind of things will take a lot of troubles in other tools such as Word. But whereas here it becomes very easy, we can create this kind of pseudo code by the codes, or we can use the AI tools to generate the codes for us. We can write somewhere else first and then ask ChatGPT to generate the code also. So we can write the pseudo codes easily. Now, another beauty of this tool is when we are done with our paper and when we have cited this reference list comes automatically. We need not to maintain or do anything with this. This gets framed automatically. This gets framed automatically. All the references which I am citing in the above paper at the respective text, it comes automatically. And now after you're done, and then let's say when we want to upload, then we want to upload the paper to a journal or a conference, you can click on this download PDF, and it will fetch me and gives me the PDF of the entire paper. You can look at this, the quality and the clarity of the document is is far better, right? All the equations, you can look at them. They are nicely coming with aesthetic beauty, and figures. Take a look at it. Again, these figures are nicely coming here. All the algorithms are coming very well. Correct. All the references are automated. I need not to put each reference here. Let's say if I delete one reference, I have to make all the changes across the entire document. Specifically, when you write a bigger thesis, that's a huge headache, right? This is done automatically here, right? So here you can see all in all what we have discussed is the advantage of using Overleaf for scientific paper or article writing. And I would advise that you may try for, let's say, at least a week or two, and then you can decide whether you like this or not. Thank you very much for your time.